Did you know that you could plan a meal without literally planning the menu? Why? Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on this channel, the Save Money More Jan channel. How's everybody doing on this Monday morning? Yeah. But Jan, what do you mean plan meals without planning the menu? That's right. Focus on the components of the meals that you tend to eat. For example, do you use rice a lot of times? Well, emphasize on your list you need to get some rice, okay? If that's what you need at the moment, right? Do you work with pasta? Emphasize that. Ask yourself, what kind of meat do you like? Like, did you notice a pattern? Sometimes people drift through their meal planning or non-meal planning or eating, I should say, eating sessions, sort of like that balloon that drifts from place to place and doesn't have anywhere to go. To me, I think it is a good idea to have the ability or capability to foresee ahead of time. Now, we know that almost every month, not all, almost every month of the year, of the calendar year, has 31 days. Some months are 30-day months, and there's that 1 month that's 28. And every 4 years, we get a 29. So why don't we just even it out and call it everything every month 31 when it comes to this? Now, even though I'm not like a fan of teaching math, I do believe that math is important. And I am sort of kind of a bean counter, which I have found to be a very good thing to do and to be when you want to control your money, not necessarily always like scrimp and save, but control your money, know where it is going. Okay. Do you have a food budget? Do you have a grocery store budget? Some do, some don't. All right, whatever. Up to work with the old fashioned, but now it's come back as the new fashion, but it never really left the envelope system. Let me tell you, there are wonderful videos out there where it is explained how the envelope system came to be, which actually was a result of bank failure during the time of the Great Depression. Yeah. And folks wanted to know how they're going to assign their money to the right places, like their rent, let's see, heat, etc., clothing. How about food? Of course, food. So today we're going to talk about planning meals without planning the menu. Okay. It's really so simple, it's almost embarrassing. Write down all the things that your family usually uses that you eat. Like I said earlier, could it be rice? Do you eat tomato sauce? Do you eat more frozen vegetables than fresh vegetables? What is your lifestyle like? That's important too. For those that are not home a lot, to buy a ton of fresh produce is wasteful, potentially wasteful. Because if you're not home a lot, you're not going to use it up quickly enough. And we don't like food waste. And the last thing you want is food waste. Now, let's talk about habits, okay, in general, in life habits. Like I said, we know mathematically that we need to eat at least one main meal a day, okay, at least one. I'm no doctor, but at least one. Many people have 2 meals. Most people go for 3 meals. A lot of people go for 3 meals, okay? But some people having a very tough time with their money do hopefully at least one, and so on and so forth. But I'm no doctor. I don't tell anybody how to eat. I'm just suggesting meal plans without planning the menu. Okay. But for argument's sake, plan the number 30 or 31. What can you manufacture at home? Yeah, what do you mean by that? The sound sounds so scary, right? Manufacture. A few potatoes, a hunk of stew ingredients in a crock pot, and you got yourself potentially many meals that you can freeze for the future. That's what I mean by manufacture. Instead of going to the store and spending beyond a couple of bucks in a can for some canned version of stew. Now, I'm not saying they don't come in handy. Definitely keep a few on hand for your longer term, emergency stockpile. But sometimes fresher stuff comes in a lot more handier. You could stretch your wallet that way. Does that make sense? Sure, it does. Sure, it does. So get an overall picture. Now, how many packs of meat do you need? Well, that depends on what you use it for, right? Okay. Get the kind of meat that you could spread out easily. Chicken drumsticks, legs and thighs. They're a lot cheaper, but Chan, there are so many bones in it, you're not really getting any value. Wrong, because the bones can make a nutritious broth. So use every bit of those pieces of chicken. Okay. Ground beef has really, at least in my area, I could say it really gotten skyrocketing, and I don't like the quality no matter how much money I would have paid for it. I have been noticing a trend, even in the so-called better cuts. I'm finding a lot more gristle in beef. So for me, it turned me off personally, but I never find that problem in ground turkey. Never, 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 never. So for those who are like, oh, but you could make similar meals with ground turkey as opposed to ground beef. Recently, I made a really, really great. I'm going to mention it how I did it. I made a really great turkey meatloaf. And what did I use? I used like a cup. I included a cup of oats in it. Oh yeah, 1 egg, cup of oats, a handful, eyeball it, Parmesan cheese. The ground turkey was like a 1 pound pack. Okay, season it up any way you want, okay? But for those who find that to them they get that little funny taste, for some reason, I had zero turkey, that funny turkey taste in it. It was gone. It was just like bye bye. So I don't know if the oats absorbed it, but what a really cool trick to do, just take a little bit of ground beef powder, like beef bouillon, or even chicken bouillon, and if you just like sprinkle some of that or vegetable bouillon in the meat mixture, in the turkey meatloaf mixture, wow, it takes away to me, that's what I've noticed. And you could do so many things with that mixture. You can make turkey meatballs, you can make the meatloaf. I'm just saying, I had a great time. You can make turkey burgers, and it's a lot less expensive. So if you could get your family like used to it, first try it yourself, see if you like it, and so on and so forth. But get packages of proteins. So what are the proteins? Does everything land in the freezer? No. You can include your dozen eggs as part of your protein, because if there's anything that's totally full of protein, it's eggs. You can include your packages of cheese as part of protein. Protein is very important. Protein is truly the only thing that shuts off your appetite. Other stuff may give you a bulky feel, and then like an hour and a half later, you're hungry again. If you combine that with some protein, now that's a different story. Okay. And one of my viewers left a really wonderful comment about being so extremely happy about getting a rice cooker. And she explained, I'm assuming it was a lady, explained that the uh, the method of cooking rice in a rice cooker. She says she really basically just can't live without it. I mean, not in so many words, but that's what she said. Not an exactitude of the verbiage, but basically she said she really really loves working with it. You can make a ton of rice, you can do so many things, but be a bit of a mathematician, a bean counter. If you can figure out, just take that hour once a month or every 2 weeks, okay, and say, you know what, if you don't want to, shop for the month of protein, that's fine, totally fine. But if you want to do it like weekly or every 2 weeks, okay, whatever works for your family and for yourself, okay, count and know that every single night of the week you got yourself a nice hot meal at the end of the day. And by the way, a simple meal like grilled cheese. I love a grilled cheddar cheese dunked inside a little bit of a tomato soup deal. Who doesn't like that? How easy is that? A can of tomato soup? Come on now. You don't even have to make it from scratch or anything like that. And grilled cheese is like a 1, 2, 3. I do mine in my air fryer, game changer in time and effort, energy, and in cleanup. So the basic thing to do is, we know that we're going to spend or plan for either 15 days in a month or 31 days in a month of the main meal. I call it the main meal. Always keep enough sliced bread around to put a sandwich together. You could eat a sandwich any time of the day and be happy with it. You can make what they did back in the old days. If suppose you want a little bit of something sweet, like a little bit, but you have zero cookies, you have nothing, you don't want to bake, all I have to do is take a piece of bread and toast it up, make a little bit of cinnamon, sugar, butter mixture, and make that spread and spread that across the top of your toast. Yum, yum. Sometimes kids look for a little sweet treat. Doesn't have to be that, extremely sugary. And it shows a little effort too. There's nothing like a little bit of mom or dad effort, if they're watching a game or something. Hey, want to try some of this? Or you could just cut up an apple. And they can run into the kitchen and grab some apple slices. Why is it always more fun When you were a kid, remember this? When mom and dad sat down to a sliced apple, then if you just figured out how to eat it. But it's more fun, in sharing and stuff of that nature. Find little things that do not cost a lot of money. Meals do not have to cost a lot of money. Let me repeat that. Meals do not have to cost a lot of money. Now, if you're fronting a lot of money because the way inflation is, I get it. As far as food inflation and all that, and shrinkflation to size, do things to bulk it up with cheaper elements. Okay, people like to make, for example, a stuffed pepper. Yum. Oh, before I forget, please head on over to the Rhoda Stone channel. Go to Rhoda's channel. I'm telling you, Rhoda has an amazing, amazing array of foods on the cheap. She is so creative. Rhoda, thank you very much for your recent shout out. But this is not why I'm mentioning it, not because you recently shouted me out, because I want the folks to try to stretch a buck. And I know that you get that because you know me a long time. Matter of fact, the first two people that ever shouted out this channel, the first two, I'm just mentioning the first two. Sensible Living with Money Mom, and of course, Rhoda. Hey, Rhoda Stone, thank you so much. You could never get tired of these channels. They are daily uploaders. They've been doing it for like a gazillion years. I can't tell you. I truly, truly appreciate everybody. I really, really do. So that's pretty much it. All right, everybody, take good care of yourself and your amazing family. Thank you so very, very much. And good luck with your recipes. Let me know one of the ways that what you do to make a fast, inexpensive, sweet treat. I am curious. Let all of us know in the comment section below. Take good care of yourself and your amazing family. Thank you.